Amherstburg right now, you might notice a bit of a purple glow. That's thanks to Miss Canada, Jaclyn Miles. It's part of a violence against women campaign that she's promoting. It's called Shine a Light. And Jaclyn Miles is with me in the studio this afternoon. Hello again, Jaclyn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So, tell me about Shine a Light.
Shine the Light is a campaign that is promoted throughout the month of November. It's Women Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in Ontario. So this campaign was developed by the London Abused Women Centre, and what we do is we encourage homes, businesses, cars, anything you name it, to go purple to support the cause.
We all like a color. Why'd you choose purple?
Purple is actually the color that symbolizes violence against women and children. It's a color that symbolizes courage and strength in victims, and so that's the color that we're using.
Alrighty. So what kind of response have you been getting? I mean, how did you go about this anyway? You go door to door, business to business, knocking on doors, saying what? Please plug in a purple light?
Yeah, essentially that's exactly what I did. The old-fashioned way, actually. I went to the businesses myself. And,
hi, Katara. It is 3554.
And just asked for their support.
Yes.
And it's been amazing. Quite frankly, I'm extremely impressed with the Essex community. And they're standing behind everything I do this year. So I'm really proud to be a native of that town.
Well, maybe they're getting behind you because they like you. And with the work you're doing, I'm sure the cause is important to them as well.
Yes.
Anybody give you a hard time about that?
No hard time about it at all. Actually, everyone's been extremely supportive. And that was something at the beginning of the year I was a little bit worried about, because it is sometimes a very controversial topic, but everyone has been amazing in supporting this.
Yeah, so if I was to go through Amherstburg during the evening hours, what would it look like?
Well, we do have a couple of businesses that do have purple lights, which is amazing that they have those, and throughout the day you'll see purple streamers and purple windows. A couple businesses did it for a week or a day, and some have done it throughout the month.
Oh, right. So you want it for the whole month. That's what you want.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be amazing. But, with Christmas coming too, I understand. Sometimes...
Oh, they might want to put up a few other kind of lights.
Yeah.
Why did you get involved in educating people about violence against women?
Well, for me, it's something that's really close to my heart. I was a survivor. I'm a survivor of many forms of abuse, and sexual assault, domestic violence being two types. So for me, this is something, a great message for victims, because the message we're giving is that we stand behind victims and taking that shame and blame away from them and putting it on the perpetrator where it belongs. So for me, it's something that I think victims need, and they need to know that their community supports them.
We have talked before, and I guess during that time you did tell your story. At that time, you were involved in a relationship at the time, I think, if I recall correctly, and this was a controlling person, was it at the time, and sort of made your life miserable.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. It was a terrible experience, but coming out of it now, I'm a better person and a happier person. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right. Tonight on CBC News at 6, Kara Campbell, our reporter, is going to look at the local conviction rates for domestic abuse cases. And in the months of September and October, there were 208 new domestic abuse cases. Just under 100 pled guilty, but the others, there were only 2 convictions. Does that surprise you? What do you think about those rates?
Well, it's that also is sort of a controversial topic as well. And I'm glad that these things are being brought to light, because it's an issue that encompasses everyone. Everyone can play a part in changing these rates. I'm not surprised by it at all, because...
Why not?
Well, it takes, you need the victims to come forth in court. You need the perpetrators. You need proper evidence from the victims, as well as all the legal system. So it's not just necessarily pointing the fingers at the legal system saying that they're not doing their job. The community can support victims to make them feel safe. And that's essentially what I'm trying. One small part of getting those conviction rates up is letting the community know that this is an issue we take seriously, and letting them know that we need to stand behind the victims and give them that strength and courage to go forth and try to get those conviction rates up.
I would imagine that's part of your work, because part of the reason many are not convicted is because the women themselves might not pursue charges.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different reasons, which I totally understand why they don't want to go through the process. It's not by any means anything that anyone should ever have to do. It's not.
It wouldn't be an easy process regardless of the circumstances.
Exactly.
What's next for you in your campaign?
Well, I have until February, until my reign's over, but I've been doing tons of presentations in schools, conferences across the province, and even internationally this year. So it's been amazing. I hope to continue to do this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a couple of weeks left. But a week left in November.
Yep.
So you got some busy work to do. Still to
Indeed.
do. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Jaclyn Miles is the current Miss Canada. She lives in Amherstburg.